Hey there, Franklin County High School members. This is Angie Riffle. I am the 4-H Youth Development Educator for Franklin County for Purdue Extension. And this is our scholarship and national trip presentation. Hopefully you're going to be able to view this and get the help you need in completing your applications for 2021, which are due by January 25th. But if you watch this and still have questions or just want someone to read over your application, please contact me by email and I'm more than happy to help each of you. I hope that you're able to get started on this while you're off on winter break. Okay, so there's many opportunities available for our high school members that are 4-Hers. There are 2 national trips that you can apply for through this process, and then there's 4 scholarship opportunities. All of the information on these scholarships and trips can be found on the state 4-H website, which is extension.purdue.edu/4H. The first trip I'm going to tell you about is the National 4-H Conference. Now this one, the deadline has passed, but we did send that information out to all of our eligible 4-H members in the fall. I'll just touch on it briefly. It will be a virtual event in April of 2021, but it does typically take place at the National 4-H Center in Maryland. It's for members in grades 10 through 12. You have to be in at least your 3rd year of membership, and only 1 to 4 members are selected to attend. There's a 4-page application process or application form plus your essay, and all of these applications should be submitted through your 4-H online account, and we can definitely help you with that here at the office. So the judging criteria for this trip is the application, the essay is worth 60%, and then the questions are 40%. If you are selected for an interview, then those are based on the quality of your speech and then your ability to answer the questions. Then winners are notified by January 1st and given more information on the trip at that time. And a large majority of this one is sponsored, but since it's virtual in 2021, that's kind of an unknown aspect at this time. Okay, the next trip is the National 4-H Congress. That takes place November 26th through the 30th, 2021, and it's in Atlanta, Georgia. It's for members who are currently in grades 9 through 12. So when you attend, you'll be in grades 10 through your 1st year out of 4-H. You have to be a current 4-H member with at least 3 years of membership, and they do select 9 Indiana 4-H members to attend. There is a state trip demographic form that you need to submit, plus there are supplemental questions, and then this is also submitted through your 4-H online account. This can also be found at the state 4-H website. So the judging criteria is the ability to answer questions on the application and then a phone interview if they do select you as a finalist. You are notified by May 10th for interviews and then by June 1st if you have been selected to attend. And a large majority of this trip is sponsored, but the cost is $600 and that's due by June 15th. However, if you're a Franklin County 4-H member, we can try to find some local sponsorship to help you out with that cost. You just need to give us a call and let us know. There are many other 4-H trips available to our high school members through the year, through the summer, such as 4-H Academy, State Junior Leader Conference. So if you watch your emails this winter, we will send out more information, or you can explore those on the State 4-H website. The 4-H Club Scholarship is based on scholastic ability and financial need and your achievement in 4-H club work. And there are several requirements for this one. You must be a senior in high school or be transferring to Purdue University in the fall or attending Purdue in the fall for the first time. You have to have maintained a 4-H club membership for at least 4 years in good standing and be enrolled in the College of Agriculture, or there's several different majors in the College of Health and Human Sciences that qualify as well. You have to have your FAFSA application on file by March 1. In order to apply, you have to meet those requirements. You have to submit the application in the demographics form in a PDF format and that 4-H 620 My Record of 4-H Achievement from all your years in 4-H. The deadline to apply is January 25th. Now, this is a scholarship that pays for your tuition at Purdue University. It's a big scholarship. It's partially based on financial needs, so if anything like that changes, you don't no longer get the scholarship. But we are not ever informed of who receives this award because of its being based on scholastic ability and financial need. So just keep that one in mind. But it's a great scholarship. If you're planning on going to Purdue in one of those colleges, I definitely encourage you to apply for that one. We've had several youth receive that one. Okay, the 4-H Senior Year Scholarship. This is a one-time award. The number they give out each year varies depending on sponsorship, but there's about 200 of them given out each year. They range from $250 to $1,000 depending on the sponsor. Our 4-H junior leaders do donate 2 scholarships to a Franklin County 4-H junior leader, and then you must apply through this process to be considered for those. And those are $500 scholarships. To be eligible, you just have to be a senior in high school. You have to use the 4-page State 4-H Scholarship Demographics application form. Be planning on attending some post-high school study or training. So what would that, whether that be a college, a trade school, short course. It does not have to be an Indiana school. It does not have to be Purdue. This will go with you anywhere. So these are judged on your 4-H record with a small amount on other work and activities, and then there are some questions as well. So the application is weighted. Questions 1 through 3 are worth 50% of the score. Number 4 is worth 5%, number 5 is worth 10%, and 6 through 7 are worth 35%. So in order to apply for this one, just meet the listed requirements, submit that completed application demographics form in a PDF format through 4-H Online, and the deadline for this is also January 25th. The Lawrence Green Memorial Excellence in 4-H Horticulture Scholarship is a $1,000 award per year. It's renewable for all 4 years. There is 1 scholarship statewide offered per year. The eligibility, you have to be a 4-H member entering Purdue University's Department of Horticulture and Landscape Architecture. So it's very specific. Pursuing an undergraduate degree in hort, turf management and science, sustainable food and farming systems, or landscape architecture. You have to have had studied at least 4 years of horticulture or plant science related subject matter through 4-H. And the selection is based largely on your 4-H record with a little bit on the other work and activities, similar to that senior scholarship we just talked about. In order to apply, meet those listed requirements, apply your senior year of high school using that State 4-H Scholarship and Demographics application form, and submit that through 4-H Online. And the winner is notified March 1st. That deadline is January 25th. The rest of the presentation is going to focus on the 4-H Accomplishment Scholarships. The purpose of these is to recognize youth who've excelled in life skill development through their 4-H activities and involvement. We want to know what life skills you have learned, basically. There are several categories. Animal science, meat and milk production. There are 5 scholarships given in this category. Animal science, companion and small animal production, 4. Animal production, 4. Citizenship, 5. Communications, 2. Engineering and technological science, 2. Healthy living, food and nutrition science, 4. Leadership development, 6. Plant and environmental science, 2. And then there are 3 given out that are called premier scholarships. Those are in achievement, citizenship, and leadership. There is a very helpful list of project and activities that relate to each of these categories in the application packet, and that is on the 4-H website at extension.purdue.edu/4H. So these scholarships are awarded one time and are not renewable. There's a minimum of 30 scholarships given out that are $1,000, and those are awarded in those categories listed before. And then there are actually 3 of the $2,000 scholarships, one in each of the premier categories. And those also receive a silver tray along with their $2,000 scholarship. And then they also will give additional scholarships depending on availability and sponsorships. So sometimes sponsors will come up and say, hey, I want to give this one this year, and they'll add on some scholarships. But the minimum is those 33 scholarships. To be eligible, you have to be in grades 10 through 12 or your first year immediately following 4-H at the time of applications. So that is by January 25th. You have to demonstrate multiple years of involvement in 4-H. And those who have previously won a scholarship, one of the $1,000 accomplishment scholarships, you can only apply for those premier categories once you have won. And then if you've won a premier category, then you're no longer eligible to compete. To apply for a 4-H accomplishment scholarship, select a category, submit a 1-page cover letter, a 1 to 2-page life skills resume related to that category, and then the demographic and application page. Use a minimum font size of 10 on the cover letter and resume. You may enter a maximum of 3 categories per year, and you have to just demonstrate how your 4-H involvement has helped develop life skills in that specific area. The finalists will be interviewed in each category, and then winners will be selected by the scholarship committee. Judging criteria: each application is evaluated based on the quality and substance of the cover letter, how well the life skills resume demonstrates the development of those life skills, and then based on your 4-H youth development experiences. Interviews: finalists are notified by March 1st or before, and then the interviews will take place online on March 20th. They're about 10 minutes in length. They'll be scheduled ahead of time, so you will be notified about 2 to 3 weeks after your interview if you have been selected. You also will need to create a 1 to 2 minute video demonstrating the life skills developed resulting from your participation in 4-H, and this is specific to that project category. The interview judging criteria: you'll present a 2 to 3 minute speech to the panel of judges highlighting your life skills and how those are going to be used in your future. The speech is going to be followed by 4 to 7 minutes of questions. Interviewees are evaluated based on the quality and delivery of your speech and your ability to answer the questions. All interview finalists are also encouraged to submit a National 4-H Youth in Action application, and just contact your office for assistance with that video. Winners and their sponsor are recognized during a luncheon at the Indiana 4-H Leadership Summit in October, and you will need to submit a photograph for publicity purposes. This is actually a photo of Kristen Kolb. She received a 4-H Animal Science, a small animal scholarship in 2019. So here's Kristen and the former state 4-H program leader Renee McKee, and this lady right here is Katie Stam, and she is a former Miss America and a 4-H alumni from Indiana. So it's a really fun event, and it's a great way to be recognized for your 4-H accomplishments. To apply for a 4-H accomplishment scholarship, you can enter 3 of the categories selected. So select a category that fits your 4-H experience. Those are listed here. And then on the State 4-H website and in the scholarship packet, here's an example of one over here. It has different activities and projects that relate to each category listed to kind of help you out. So for example, this is the Animal Science Companion and Small Animal Production category, and here are some activities that you may have been involved in that might help you to, you'll need to expand on in your resume and cover letter. Then you're going to pick out what life skills did you learn through that 4-H project area. You should pick 3 to 5. Those will be listed in your cover letter and expanded on in your resume. And so here are some life skills. These are just some examples. You don't have to use these. You can pick some other ones, but for example, cooperation, goal setting, honesty, social skills, speaking skills, teamwork. There's many, many life skills that you have developed through your 4-H experiences. Maybe you haven't thought of it in that way before. This is maybe a different way of thinking, but definitely you've learned these skills, or many of them, through your 4-H experience. So this is your chance to tell everyone what you've learned. So you're going to write a cover letter, a one-page letter that introduces yourself and your resume. You're going to write specifically about the skills that you're going to list again in your resume. We need you to keep it short to the point, 4 to 6 paragraphs. Bold your life skills so they stand out in that letter, and then you're going to expand on those. Start with a personal story or an anecdote, an experience. It's a good introduction. It makes it memorable. Make sure it relates directly to that project category you're applying for. Use professional format, easy to read font, and then here are some things you must include in a professional letter. Make sure you date it. Make sure it's addressed properly. You're going to start with, Dear Scholarship Selection Committee. You're going to end with, thank you for your consideration for this scholarship, and then make sure you sign it. Here is an example of the cover letter format. This is actually straight out of the application packet. But like I said, make sure you date it. Make sure you address it properly. So it should be addressed to the Indiana 4-H Accomplishment Scholarship Selection Committee, Purdue Extension, 4-H Youth Development Department, 615 West State Street, West Lafayette, Indiana, 47907. And then you're going to address it to the Dear Scholarship Selection Committee. Like I said, your first paragraph, introduce yourself. We don't know anything about you, so provide a brief and concise overview of your involvement and experiences, and then use 2 to 3 paragraphs to summarize the life skills that you're going to demonstrate in the resume. And then your final paragraph is going to inform us how you benefited from 4-H and the life skills, and then how you're going to use those as an adult in your future. And then thank them for evaluating your application, and make sure sincerely sign your application, then also type your name at the bottom. Keep it to 1 page. I'm going to provide you with some worksheets that help you kind of think out your cover letter. I think they're very helpful in trying to think it out ahead of time. So the questions you can answer on that worksheet: what category are you applying for? What have you learned from 4-H, and specifically from participating in that project, the projects in that category, and activities and other experiences? What has 4-H done for you? And then think out about your life skills and list those out. There should be 3 to 5 tips. Start off with that interesting story describing something unique about yourself, something to catch their attention, make it memorable. These people judging these are reading lots and lots of letters, and so if you can do a fun or heartwarming or memorable story, that is very helpful. Be sure to mention the category that you're applying for, and then make sure you mention your life skills that you're going to elaborate on and bold those. The criteria for your cover letter: completeness, that it adequately describes your skills and accomplishments. The clarity, so proper grammar and punctuation. Please, please, please have somebody proofread that for you. An English teacher is a great resource. A parent, a 4-H educator, whoever it might be. And then it should leave the reader wanting to know more, like about you. And then it relates to your resume. So make sure that what you put in your cover letter matches the skills that you're going to elaborate on in your resume. So your resume is going to be 3 to 5 life skills. You're going to give specific examples that helped you learn those skills using action verbs. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Make sure those experiences relate to that project category and relates to 4-H. And then use a professional format for a resume, neatly typed with your name and address at the top. I prefer the bullet format. I think they're easier to read, and Stick with whatever format you use, stick with that throughout your resume. Keep it consistent, keep it concise, don't be too wordy. 2 pages maximum, 10-point font minimum. I wouldn't go bigger than a 12-point font. And you're going to have 3 sections under your name and address. You're going to have a section for your skills and accomplishments, one for your future goals. You may list short or long-term goals or both, and then any honors related to that category. So we're going to expand on this here. Here is the format for a resume. This is also taken straight out of the scholarship packet. Okay, so like I said, name, address at the top. Email address is important, phone number. We need to know how to get a hold of you, right? 3 to 5 life skills you've developed as a result of participation in 4-H. And they're also asking for a bulleted format, no more than 2 pages. So for example, they selected teaching, teamwork, and animal husbandry as 3 of their life skills. And see how they started each sentence with an action verb. So, except for that one. So planned, collaborated, worked, communicated, established. And see how they've done. It wasn't, I showed horses for 5 years or whatever it might be. You know, they planned and taught a workshop. So think about things you've demonstrated or things you've done because of your 4-H experience. Maybe you helped at the fair each year. Some of the barns will do demonstrations where you demonstrate something to the crowd coming through the fair, or maybe you demonstrate it to your club. I've had some kids demonstrate things at state fairs. So think about that. What have you done? And if you haven't done anything like that and you are still not a senior, hey, come to me and I'll help you find some ways to get out there and teach and collaborate and communicate with others. All right, so down here we've got your future goals, okay, and then your honors. Make sure your honors are specific. No more than 2 pages. And then there's also a worksheet to help you think about what to put in your resume. Make sure you put your most important to least important, or make your strongest skills, down to the weakest. Things to think about: how you learned it, how did you use it, why is that a strength? List specific illustrations or examples of that life skill. List stronger skills and example first. Start out with an action verb. Do this for each life skill. This isn't a one-time. This is 5. Repeat this 5 times. Once for each life skill. Okay. Future goals. What are you going to do in 4-H? What are you going to do in school? What do you want to do with your career? Honors, like I said, list your most distinguished related honors. Not every ribbon or plaque, but special honors like trip delegate or overall achievement, things like that. Some tips. Action verbs, so important. Keep your descriptions of specific illustrations concise and brief, but make sure they're impactful. Stick to examples that relate to you, your 4-H category, 4-H in your category, okay? It's got to relate to that category, and it's got to be a 4-H. Make sure you use the same life skills you do in the cover letter. Like I said, this is what judges like. They like your heartwarming 4-H stories. They like evidence of skills learned through 4-H. They like to see what you've done at the county level, the state level, and the national level, and those accomplishments. They do not like to see a focus on winning. They don't want to know how many times you've won grand champion in a specific project area. Tell us what you've learned through that experience. So focus on learning. They do not like the non-specific resume. So just like a generic resume that you submit 3 times, they don't like that. They don't like lists of what you did without stating what you learned. Okay, so keep that in mind if you want to be successful. Here is the judging criteria for the resume. First, it's judged on completeness. So make sure your name and your address, email are all at the top. That it adequately describes your skills and accomplishments, and that your future goals are stated. And the clarity of information, so that your skills and accomplishments are easily understood, that they're specific and to the point. And then on content, that you actually did expand on those skills and accomplishments introduced in your cover letter. Before we wrap this up, I do want to show you where you can find all of this information. So if you go to the extension.purdue.edu/4H website, go down here and click on Get Involved. And you're going to see your national 4-H opportunities, your scholarship opportunities. Okay, so here's your national 4-H opportunities. Here's some nationwide opportunities. Citizenship Washington Focus. Here's where you're going to find National 4-H Conference, National 4-H Congress. There's also a National Dairy Conference that takes place each fall. So, and then National Youth Science Day. And if you are interested in that, let me know. We do local activities with our schools in a typical year to teach those science activities. Here is the flyer for the state and national 4-H opportunities for 2020. And a list of them with a description and where you can find more information. So the scholarships we've just talked about, National Conference, 4-H Academy at Purdue, State 4-H Band, 4-H Roundup, which is for middle school, State Fair Exhibit Hall Workers, the Indiana 4-H Leadership Summit, the National 4-H Congress, Teens as Teachers, there's a Global Gateway Experience, State 4-H Junior Leader Conference, State 4-H Chorus, Citizenship Washington Focus, National Dairy Conference. So you can find more information about all of these events on that State 4-H website. So right here, get involved, and then I'm going to go down here to the scholarship information. Here is a list of the different scholarships with a brief description. And then here are the various scholarships. And if you click on them, you're going to find the actual application. So the final one we talked about was the resume scholarship. Here is all the information you need about those resume accomplishment scholarships. And then this is the part that will help you. You'll scroll down here. You can find each category listed with the projects and activities that relate to that category. Okay, so that's going to help you decide which categories you want to apply for. Remember, you can apply for 3 a year. There's a lot. And then here are those 3 premier categories that you can apply for. Once you've won a premier category, you're not eligible anymore. However, once you've won one of these other categories, you can apply for those premier. Here are a list of those life skills that you might consider focusing on. Here's the example of a resume, the cover letter example. And then here's that demographic application form that you're going to need. So you can open this in Word, and that might help you just type it in. County, of course, we're Franklin County. Extension area, you may not know that. We're in Area 7, and then the year is 2021. And if you have not signed up for 4-H for 2021, please do so through 4-H Online as soon as you can. That you have to be a current 4-H member in order to upload your scholarships. So the only reason you would say you're not currently participating in 4-H is if you are in your first year out of 4-H. If that is the case, then give us a call and we'll help you set up a profile as a contact in 4-H Online so that you can upload your scholarships. So all of this is self-explanatory down through here. And then here you're going to use, you're going to put in each project you took and how many years you took it. Okay. So, and you can add more rows. Just go through in here and hit the tab and it'll add more rows. And then what are your career plans? And then you're going to X here, type your name there. That's your electronic signature. And then your parent is going to do the same. And then you're going to send it to me, and I will when I approve it in 4-H Online, that's going to verify your membership. Okay. Here is that club scholarship for those going to Purdue in the College of Agriculture or in the College of Health and Human Sciences. And here are all of those majors that are eligible for this scholarship in the College of Health and Human Sciences. It's not all of them, they're listed out here. So they are apparel design and technology, dietetics, developmental and family science, early childhood education and exceptional needs, family and consumer sciences education, environmental health science, financial counseling and planning, foods and nutrition, hospitality and tourism management, human services, nutrition science, retail management, or selling and sales management. Make sure you get that FAFSA in for this one. This is a simple application, but you're going to need that. This one's a little different. You're going to need this, your 4-H record of achievement, okay? You're going to need that. We do have some copies of those for the last several years. We've been scanning those in if you've turned them into us. So that's why it's very important to stay current on those. Your senior year scholarship. This is for seniors only. You got that demographic form. Then here are the questions. Remember they're weighted, so you need to add more rows here, go ahead, okay, but do not exceed 3 pages after page 1. So it can only be 4 pages total, okay? It's pretty self-explanatory. If you need assistance with some of these, just let me know. I'm happy to help you. And then don't miss these questions down here. Talk about your 4-H leadership, citizenship, community service experiences, your most important life skills you learned, and then how you're going to use your 4-H experiences in the future. That one is also the form that you would fill out to be considered for the Junior Leader Scholarship. Here is the Excellence in 4-H Horticulture Scholarship. There's some other ones available if you're going to Purdue and you're going to be in Farmhouse Fraternity. This is a new one, Regions Writing Forward Scholarship. And then there's some Farm Credit Scholarships. A few final reminders. The deadline for all scholarship applications is January 25th. The only exceptions to that are for the national trips, which are December 1 and May 1st. Each one of your applications should be saved in a separate PDF file. Send that to me. My email is here on the screen, or you can drop us a flash drive or whatever you'd like to do to get it to us. Please ask if you need assistance. I am more than happy to help you out. I enjoy reading through these applications and helping our youth to be successful in this process. So good luck to you and have a wonderful holiday, and we'll see you soon.